Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, serial rapist who posed as a taxi operator pleads guilty. Serial rapist Dwayne Redfin, who posed as a taxi operator, on Wednesday pleaded guilty to several counts of rape and a forcible abduction, among other offenses, in the St. Catherine Circuit Court. The 36-year-old pleaded guilty to 5 counts of rape, 5 counts of gross sexual assault, 5 counts of forcible abduction, and 3 counts of robbery with aggravation. He was further remanded by Justice Yvonne Brown for sentencing on November 8. Facts are that in early 2017, Redfin was held by the Portmore Police in St. Catherine after investigators received reports that he sexually assaulted a woman. Further investigation by the Center for the Investigation of Sexual and Child Abuse revealed that the fake taxi operator had committed sexual criminal acts against a number of his passengers. The victims were located and the statements were collected, which pointed to him as the person who assaulted them. He was subsequently charged. Burke rode on edge after brazen double murder. The Major Investigation Division has reportedly taken over a probe surrounding the brazen double killing of a man and a woman late Monday, which has left the community of Burke Road in Kingston on edge. The deceased have been identified as 45-year-old Philippa Gordon, otherwise called Philly, and janitor of Caledonia Lane, Kingston 13, and the 54-year-old Andre Wanhu of Grove Road, Kingston 10. The news understands that Gordon may have been the target of the attack due to an incident that occurred in the community earlier this year involving a relative who has since relocated. Wanhu is reportedly her spouse who frequented the community. Sources said Gordon had been warned to leave the space. From Monday, the place coming like ghost town. Yes, she did know that they wanted to hurt her. It's like them couldn't get the relative, so them take it out pan her, and her man get hurt same time. It no look good in the community, a resident told the news. Reports from the Hunts Bay police are that about 9:10 p.m., police were on patrol when they observed a Nissan Wing Road motorcar parked along the roadway. The team went to investigate and found Wanhu around the steering wheel, suffering from gunshot wounds to the upper body. Gordon was seen lying along the roadway with gunshot wounds to the body. The crime scene was processed and the bodies were removed to the morgue. We are scared once them start kill woman. It will become one all-out war because women are like run up and down like man. You hurt one side, these people just spread violence and seek to hurt anyone them can catch. We want the police them to stay in the community, just like how them stay at Rodney Road and Maxfield Avenue, a concerned resident told the news. The police are asking anyone with information that could assist their investigation to come forward. The St. Andrews South Police Division has seen a string of murders and shootings in the last few weeks. Up to September 14, the division had recorded a 19% reduction in murders. The Jamaica Constabulary Force has reported that 69 murders were committed up to that time, compared to 85 for the corresponding period in 2023. All other major crimes have declined since the start of the year. The national murder toll now stands at 825, a 17% decline year-on-year. Alleged killers in Cherry Tree Lane massacre remanded. The 2 men charged for last month's massacre in Cherry Tree Lane, Clarendon, which left 8 persons dead, were further remanded when they reappeared in the Gun Court Division of the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court yesterday. The duo, Duchesne Smallin, 28, otherwise called the Snowman, of Northwood Street in Meepen, and Leighton White, 32, otherwise called the Bands, of Havana Heights, are to return to court on October 17. They are each charged with 8 counts of murder, 8 counts of shooting with intent, 8 counts of wounding with the use of a firearm, possession of prohibited weapon, and unauthorized possession of ammunition. When the men appeared in court yesterday, disclosure was made to their lawyers and a new date scheduled for mention. However, there was no mention of a previous intention to have the matter transferred to the High Court. The men are charged for the August 11 deaths of 7-year-old Aiden Bartley, Roger Messam, 48, Margaret Bonner, 40, Cavell Daly, 26, Diamond Bennett, a 20-year-old cashier, Errol Stewart, a butcher, 68, also known as Wagga, Jermaine Booth, 33, also known as Blacks, and the 50-year-old Lawrence Francis. It was reported that on the day in question, about 8:45 p.m., the two accused men, along with Steve Smith and other men, who were all armed with handguns, drove to the community where a birthday party was being held and fired at a group of persons. The shooting left 8 persons dead and 9 injured, including a 1-year-old infant. Following the shooting, the 3 men reportedly left the scene in the motor vehicle in which they had arrived. Smith was subsequently killed by the police. Smalling was arrested after turning himself into the police. It is reported that Smalling took himself in to clear his name, which had been bandied about by bloggers. However, he was told that he was not a person of interest, but was sent to the Major Investigations Division in Kingston to provide him with written clearance after he insisted that he be given something in writing. However, he ended up being charged and White was arrested while he was reporting as part of his bail condition in relation to another matter. Attorney Law Kimar Robinson is representing Smalling and Dwight Reese is defending White. Police ask the public for help to locate suspect in St. Andrew arson attack. Police in St. Andrew South are seeking the public's assistance in locating an arsonist who left a trail of destruction in Bell Rock in the division. Approximately 30 people, including children, were left homeless after a man set fire to his ex-girlfriend's house Monday morning. The fire spread to other nearby homes. No one was injured. Commanding Officer Superintendent Damian Manderson told the news that the fire started about 2:30.
Investigations are revealing that it stemmed from a domestic matter, a relationship that went south. The disgruntled male decided that he will not settle, but went ahead and set the furniture, first of all, on the outside, and then the house, one of the houses on fire, and that spread onto the others. At this time, we are seeking the public's assistance in locating Teron Mason. He goes by some aliases as Blacks in places like 12 Lane in Whitehall Avenue that he's from. They would know him better as Black. Some quarters, they might know him as Piggy. He frequents areas such as 6th Street in 2nd Bedrock off Olympic Way as well. And on other areas, frequent downtown Kingston, sections of Portmore, St. Catherine, and other areas as well. Reach out to us, bring him in. If you can so encourage him to come into the police. We need to speak with him. We ask also that people do not provide him with even. Don't provide him with any area of comfort. This is a young man, based on reports committing this callous act, would have still been calling and making threats to family members and members of the community. We're asking you to support us as we seek to bring this matter to some level of closure, even whilst we assist through the necessary entities to aid those who have been affected by the fire.
NIA questions ability of FID to be impartial in probe of Prime Minister's finances. Watchdog group National Integrity Action is raising questions about the ability of the Financial Investigations Division to be impartial in probing the report by the Integrity Commission concerning Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Speaking with the news on Wednesday afternoon, NIA Principal Director Daniel Archer expressed a concern that the FID is a division of the Ministry of Finance and therefore not a body independent of government.
Because you now place another minister in a very difficult and sensitive position. Given the closeness of how our ministers operate, they don't operate in the independence of a ministry. They operate as a body belonging to the Jamaica Labour Party. And if they operate as a body whose loyalties are to the Jamaica Labour Party, does it follow that there is going to be loyalty towards the Prime Minister? So we'll never hear the end of this investigation. That is my concern with going to the FID. The failure to provide this information says to NIA, we need to have an unexplained wealth order in our Proceeds of Crime Act. If we have an unexplained wealth order, we don't have to ask nicely. The court can order that you provide this information.
Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.